Hey everyone, in the front of the camera here I have the Viper Knives Easy Open Knife. This is a special factory order from Collector Knives. That's Mike Latham. And so this is a series of his modern traditional style knives that he's doing. Again, he started with the lined steel round head and lined steel shuffler. So this is his interpretation of a modern teardrop jack style knife, and this is out of Viper Knives instead of lined steel this time. And this particular one in front of the camera has maple burl handles. You have M390 blade steel, and we'll get to the deployment because this is not running on a traditional back spring like most slip joints are. So let's take a look at this. Now the maple burl handles were very limited, and he no longer has those in stock. I actually got this on the secondary market because I didn't get on the early reserve for this cover material. But these maple burl handles came in at $135. He still has, let's see, still has Bacote wood at $114, carbon fiber at $129, and then natural canvas micarta at $112. So again, these are I think reasonably priced for a knife that's out of Maniago, Italy. M390 blade steel, and just very good fit and finish. Blade centered very well. Now again, these maple burl handles are no longer available, but they look really nice. There you go. So again, this is a kind of one of those modern traditionals, like fusion knives. So in between a traditional, but also some modern construction, modern materials, modern steel. So there you go. There's a look at just the overall profile of the knife. So you had teardrop jack kind of style knife, but of course we have pivot hardware. Well, actually that's not pivot hardware because the pivot's underneath, but we got hardware up by the pivot, body screws, and it's a shadow pattern because we have no kind of bolster here, is what they call it. You'll notice this also has no nail nick, so the only way to open it is a pinch open method, which is why you have that easy open notch. Standoff construction, so this is a little different. You also have a little bit bigger post there for the lanyard. So again, that's something that you usually don't see on this kind of style teardrop jack style knives. You usually don't have a lanyard hole. It's usually, they'll put a lanyard hole on like Farm and Field by GEC, more of those working knives. But this style knife you usually didn't see a lanyard hole on. So how did they accomplish this standoff construction with no back spring? Well, this actually has a, I think it's called a double detent system. So if you kind of listen to this, there's no like real snap in there. So there's actually, I think, 2 detent balls in this. Viper Knives has used this before on the Viper Dan. So it still does have a half stop and fully open, but these are riding on detent balls, so there's not as much pressure to disengage this. So it's very light pull if you're comparing it to traditional style knives. So it will close very easily, but then again, most of the time you're not using these for hard use tasks, so it's not something I'd worry about. So if you're a traditional knife guy, it's something to get used to because that detent system does not feel the same as a normal back spring system, but it does retain the blade well. It's just, yeah, you don't have as much pressure there to disengage, and it just has an overall different feel than having the back spring, as opposed to, so here's a GEC 85 teardrop jack. I'm sure you can hear that because it's got the back spring. So then just since I have it out here, there's a comparison. So it is larger than an 85 teardrop jack. This is also an SFO by Mike Latham by Great Eastern Cutlery. So just giving you an idea of what this Viper Easy Open was based off of. So there you go. It's a nice spear point blade. Let's see. Give you another size comparison. Let's go with fine steel clip shuffler. Very similar in size to that. Markings on the blade, you have, if it will allow me to show you, you have the CK Edition Viper. Really small print, it's really hard to tell. It says made in Maniago, I think. M390 blade steel, sterile on the other side here. So yeah, not a complete traditional knife, but it's pretty cool. I like what Mike Latham's doing with these. There's a plane over my house. But I like what Mike Latham is doing with these traditional style patterns, but getting these companies out of Maniago, Italy, to do a modern take on them with modern steels. The maple burl is really nice. I mean, I don't know if maple burl was something that they had yet with traditional knives. I mean, it's basically just another part of the wood grain. I think it's, don't remember exactly where the burl part is, but yeah, I don't know if it was more common or not on traditional knives or not. But it looks really nice. Of course, these ones are sold out, but I think this is really nice for people in the market for something that is traditional style. You know, slip joint. This isn't, I mean, this is a slip joint, but it uses that detent system. But that traditional style, non-locking blade, but they don't want to sacrifice having something like 1095 that, or like 01 tool steel that can rust. You have that super seal of M390. And then also you just have that traditional construction or modern construction, but in that traditional style. So this is real nice. I like the easy open notch. But yeah, again, if you are a traditional knife purist, you're going to notice no nail neck. You know, this detent system is just not the same as the walk and talk on a normal back spring knife. But yeah, still good job. Again, Mike Latham is doing some great special factory orders or additions, not just with GEC but also with Lion Steel and now Viper Knives. So there you go, that's the Viper Knives Easy Open knife. And if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. And as always, thanks for watching.